Assalamu alaikum. Tēnā tātou katoa. He uri tēnei no te taitukarau o Aotearoa. I te tātōku pāpā no Ngāti Kauki Whangaroa. I te tātōku māma no Hokianga Hakapau Karakia. Ko Teresa Tepania Ashton tōku ingoa. So I hail from the far north of New Zealand. I'm so lucky because on my father's side I'm surrounded by the pristine waters of Whangaroa Harbour. But then on my mother's side, on the Hokianga, I'm surrounded by the more rugged and organic and natural environment. So it's just lovely to join you all here today, and hasn't it been a great conference? It's been absolutely amazing. So there are a few things I want to talk to you today. One being, about restorative finance. We've heard a lot about inequalities, but we all know that for Indigenous people, finance is definitely an issue that we all have, particularly when we try to start a business, for our entrepreneurs. The other thing I'd like to share with you is a model where from my organisation, Māori Womens Development, where we have created a restorative financial package. And then I'd just like to share with you a couple of projects that I think you might be interested in. Well, first of all, around restorative finance, just last month, on the 22nd of October, the Attorney General, Merrick Garland, announced the launch of a new initiative for the US Justice Department in relation to combating redlining. So what is redlining? In actual fact, it is the illegal practice of lenders or financial institutions who avoid funding people of colour based on race and place of origin. And so this exists for most of us from an Indigenous perspective. From my perspective, having had a decade or so previously in the global corporate banking background, for me, it's all about profit versus, community outcomes, community impacts that really could improve us all. And so, lucky enough, Māori Women's Development was set up in 1987, and our primary focus is to ensure that Māori women who are least likely to be funded to start or expand your enterprise. We started up a fund, more than 34 years ago. How intuitive of our women and our organisation to do that. And then about 10 years ago, we realised that it's great to have a fund, but really many of our women need support. We need pastoral care. We need to be able to, bring in education programs, ensure that we are empowering and supporting our women to be the best versions of themselves in business. And so more than 34 years ago, we established Māori Women's Development. And to tell you the truth, today, we are still the only Indigenous women's organisation in New Zealand specifically to support Māori women in business. So I just want to talk to you about a couple of other initiatives. Just this year, actually, with Apec, you see the video of Apec come on, we actually made a decision that many of our businesses, from a trade perspective, are unable to build the resources, the money, to be able to trade internationally. And so we created something that's quite simple to do, an online marketplace. And that online marketplace allows our women to come in with their products. We host them. From our perspective, our role is to promote the page, to ensure that there's traffic coming into the page, and ensure that our women have access to international opportunities. Now, that's a very simple way of starting a trade opportunity for our Indigenous women in business. In fact, I can see the beautiful Billy Jo Hohepa down there, who features really, really nicely on our page, and her business, Bidet. And, and so I'm so proud to be able to represent our women, not only at home, but also internationally, so that they are being profiled everywhere. Because our women can do amazing things. We are involved in so many variety of industries. In fact, yes, we are predominantly involved in retail, tourism, beauty, etc. But so many more of our women are now getting into more male-dominated industries. Things like construction, things like roading, and that's because we can do whatever it is that we want to do. And it's important that we show initiatives to empower our women to be successful in business. One of the other things I wanted to touch on is, we've heard a bit about rangatahi. In our organisations, in our organisation, it is absolutely imperative to aspire our young people into enterprise. And so we have programs that introduce them to entrepreneurship. We then have programs that they can now solve issues for corporates and become consultants for our corporates. We then have programs where we help them to develop their business plans based on their business ideas. And next year we'll be launching a new program that will actually promote and help our businesses to be funded into their enterprises. And these children or youth are aged between 16 to 30. And so, it's important that we really promote our youth and that ensure that our youth have a voice. We also ensure that we create language programs in business particularly for our youth. So what I'm trying to say is that it's important that we encompass all of our communities, that when it comes to business opportunities, we are covering all the possibilities in our families so that we can be great business people, we can interact with the world, we can just do anything it is that we want to do. So what I would like to share with you now is just an example of a few businesses that I thought you'd be interested in. It definitely does show the variety and types of businesses that we have, and please enjoy.
Ko taratara te maunga, ko whangaro te moana, ko kaio te awa, ko ngāpui te iwi, ko lana e ahau. I am from Tai Tukaro Honey Limited. We are primary honey producers. We run around approximately 4,500 hives at the moment. We have just recently branched into doing our own extraction and packing and exporting our product overseas. Success for us would be that we are able to stay in this region and offer employment to our whānau and build on the community, and working with the whenua and the people. It's just amazing.
Kia ora, my name is Nita Maka, ko Ngāti ka nunu te waro te iwi. We manufacture in-house 2 brands, Raw Paws, which is our raw pet food for cats and dogs, and Mahu Oils, which is our aromatherapy care range for cats, dogs and horses. My role as hunter-gatherer is to keep our range current and to ensure growth for both of our brands. Planning production growth has enabled us to grow without the compromise of service and product for our clients, and that's been our biggest aim. We've naturally grown through more word of mouth versus having huge exposure. It's meant that our clients that do come on board tend to stick with us.
Kia ora, ko Tracy O'Sullivan tōku ingoa, ko Te Arawa Te Iwi, ko Te Arawa Te Waka, ko Ngāti Whakaue Te Hapu. So our business, Neveluso Medical, currently is a health tech company, and we serve 7,000 children across New Zealand doing digital health services in schools, kohanga reo and early childhood. So essentially we've put digital health equipment into schools and early childhood and kohanga reo. The child turns up to a time allocated sort of clinic time. They get seen and it's put through on the app. We get a weight, we get a temperature. If it's a skin condition, we take a photo. If it's a sore throat, we take a throat swab. So essentially all that information's bundled up, sent to the cloud, and then the telehealth team, which is in the office, they look at the cases and they design a treatment management plan for that child. They send that to the doctor, they look at the cases, they approve them, and when they're approved, the prescription is sent to the pharmacy for the family to pick up. It's about trying to make things really seamless. It's quite liberating running your own company and being sort of in charge of your own destiny.
So at Māori Women's Development, our support is very crucial. We provide business training programs. We have mentoring opportunities, whereby we also have life coaches because it's about the well-being of our women. Our mentoring services range through all the disciplines of business, as well as we have specialist advisors as well, and all of that service is free. Kia ora tātou katoa.